The grandstand cameras ventured to Port Melbourne for round 10 in the VFL. Port Melbourne versus Werribee. Gerard Fitzgerald, the North Ballarat coach, was in the box. Gerard, what we saw was a finals-type game.
It was a beauty, Peter. Very, very intense, great conditions, and the game ebbed and flowed, and we got ourselves a very, very good contest today.
One thing that we saw in the first 15 minutes, we saw a fired-up Port Melbourne come out. They really looked as though they were ready to jump Werribee, but to Werribee's credit, even when they didn't have a goal on the board at one stage in the first quarter, they'd worked themselves back into the game.
Yeah, my word. And there were times there we thought that Werribee looked like they may have been able to win this particular game. So a lot of kudos for Port Melbourne's method and their resilience. They are the top side and they have to be caught up with.
This man was the real factor in the second quarter, Dean Galea. He came up with a terrific pack mark, kicked a wonderful goal. In fact, he kicked 4 goals in the term. It was 6 goals to 2 in the term in favour of Port Melbourne, and they made a bit of a move, being 23 points up at half-time.
Yes, yeah, and we just saw Ben McKinley take a mark there. He's very, very good up forward for Werribee. So 2 very good forwards for Port Melbourne, Galea and Rose, and Port Melbourne's efficiency in the final 50.
That is a quality goal from Galea.
Goal, Peter, yeah. Really took the mark, presence of mind to get back after the ball, keep his feet and kick straight through the middle.
Then it turned again, and it was that sort of game. It really did turn. McKinley was a great influence. If Galea kicked 4 goals in the second quarter, McKinley did exactly that in the third.
Yeah, he had a terrific game. His conversion rate was very, very good for Ben, and he'd be pleased with that. But as I said, on the back of McKinley and those types of players, there were times when Werribee looked like they were going to win the game.
I reckon this was a turning point, Gerard. This kick in from Dalton went to the middle of the ground. Just one more kick. Patrick Rose is back behind the zone.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, he got himself involved for really the first time in the game, and it seemed like that was the spark plug for him.
You're spot on, Peter. That goal got Patrick started and then finished the game very, very well. And the ability of the Port Melbourne players to know their ground, kick with length beyond forward is seen very good.
McKinley, 4 goals for the term. It was 4 points the difference in favour of Port at three-quarter time. Gary Ayres had a lot to say to his players, and Patrick Rose really took up the challenge. And with 3 last quarter goals, he proved to be the difference when the business end was reached.
Correct, Peter. And that goal then showed Patrick's ability to play in different types of roles as his key forward.
And he came up with a wonderful snap goal, gave Sam Dwyer the assist right on the siren. Rose finishing with 5 goals for Port Melbourne. He cements his spot at the top of the Frosty Miller medal table. Dwyer, the best player on the ground with 25 disposals. He was simply magnificent. And in the end, a really good win to Port Melbourne. Very strong performance, though, by Werribee as well. The margin at the finish, 19 points. 17-9, 111. Werribee, 13-14, 92. The Borough remains undefeated in season 2011.